Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to the first in a new short series of tips for the vanilla game for City Skylines. I'm BonBonB and you're very welcome. Well, it may come as a surprise to those experienced players, those on the PC, that there are still vanilla players out there. Indeed, there's a whole host of vanilla players out there coming to us from the console genre. Well, I'm not going to promise that all of these will work on console. I don't own the console myself, but my best guess is that most will actually work over there as well. So if you're a console player, you are very welcome. Welcome to the channel. Hit the subscribe button and I'll have some more tips coming up over the next few weeks for you in these short shows. But first of all, let's start off with some little tricks that I picked up when I was a vanilla player, and hopefully they will be of some help to you too. Tip number 1. First of all, the railway. The classic vanilla railway station. It's really essential to have a good transport network going through your city. But it's also essential to have it really accessible to as many sims as possible. Like if we have a little look over here, on this back road here, the guy that lives in this little cottage down here, I've no idea who it is, let's call him Trevor. Alright Trevor, how you doing? Gonna get the train, are you Trevor? Okay, well first of all you've got to either walk or maybe take your car and put it in your back pocket when you get there. And we're going to go all the way down this road, even though you're just backing onto the railway station. And when you get down here, we're going to take a little right, and then going to go across the level crossing. Hopefully the crossing gates will be up. And then we're going to come back this way. I mean, it's a hell of a journey, really. You need that station a bit closer to him. Well, there is actually a way of doing this. And the answer is simpler than it may sound. What we're going to do is we're going to go around to the back here, and we're just going to open up one of those little menus down below. There we go. Open up this one here and choose a path and just connect up the back of the station like that. And people will shortcut to the rear side of the station. I know it's simple, it almost goes without saying, but a lot of people don't realise that you can actually connect up the back of the station with paths. So that's tip number 1. Head over to tip number 2. Right, so you've been building a city and you're kind of disconnected. And you don't really want to use these power lines because they are ugly things, aren't they? Just for a little stretch like that, it's a bit of an overkill, do you not think? It doesn't look great, does it? Well, although it does do the job, there is a quicker, cheaper way of doing it. Well, cheaper than building a whole new power station anyway. And it's as simple as, once we delete the old power lines, there we go. Playing vanilla, I'm slightly out of touch here. What we're going to do is going to plop a water tower there. And that will jump the electricity from one side to the other. It's going to connect up the water tower like that with the pipes. And as you see here now, the water tower has jumped the electricity across that little gap. It doesn't just work for highways, but anywhere where you may be having a little bit of a gap, because the water tower doesn't need a road connection. And finally, speaking of highways, and you know how the traffic is just a bit of a nightmare in the vanilla game. Like all the traffic down here that wants to make the exit, it's got to take the right-hand lane, and it'll go up that slip road there. And traffic going straight on has a 1 in 3 chance in being in that right-hand lane already. And it's going to have to move over to the right lane at some point, because the next exit, which is just up here the other side of this bridge, a little bit further up. Why is it so far away? It's coming up any moment now. There it is. Right, it's going to have to turn right there. Now, it's not a wonder we have so many traffic nightmares going on when all the traffic has to exit via that right-hand lane. The thing is, does it really have to exit via that right-hand lane? Well, it does if the exits are on the right-hand side. I think you can smell what's coming up here, can't you? We go through our town, past the water tower, to the opposite side. Yes, we've got an exit on the opposite side, on the left-hand side. So if you intersperse your intersections, one on the right, one on the left, you're going to split your exiting traffic between both sides of the highway. It might not look entirely realistic, but if you're just looking for a smoother running city, then perhaps that is the answer for you. So that's my first 3 top tips for the vanilla game of City Skylines. There'll be a lot more coming along in the next few weeks. I've got enough for 5 episodes. Yes, I could have done it in 1 episode, but I think we can get mind blown with too many bits of information all at once. So yes, coming up next week, part 2 of my 3 top tip series. I think I'll call it 3 more top tips next week. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. I've been BonBonB, you've been very, very welcome, and I'll see you very, very soon.